It now gives me great pleasure to welcome today's commencement speaker, Bruce Richards, who is the CEO of Marathon Asset Management. Bruce's passion, dedication, and accomplishments are inspiring. A graduate from the 1980s, Bruce initially worked at a major Wall Street investment bank, running a trading division responsible for secondary trading, underwriting, and proprietary trading in the fixed income division. Bruce is what many of you hope to become, tremendously successful. Today, Bruce leads Marathon Asset Management, a $12 billion global credit-based hedge fund headquartered in New York, which he founded in 1998. Through it all, Bruce has gained a reputation for highly ethical business conduct. The U.S. Treasury appointed Marathon as one of the managers to manage the taxpayer money in the Public-Private Investment Program, one of its trouble asset relief programs, TARP, which aimed to restart the credit markets following the 2008 financial crisis. It is a powerful indicator of the trust and high regard in which he and his firm is held. Bruce has been very supportive of the Smith School and the University of Maryland. He was recently named to the University of Maryland System Foundation Board, which means he will advise on investing in the university's endowment. I think we're in pretty good hands. Bruce's wife, brother, and sister are Terps, and 2 years ago, his daughter Chloe graduated from Maryland. Bruce is also known for his efforts in philanthropy. He was this year's Industry Award recipient for the hedge fund's care. I can think of no finer role model for you as you enter the marketplace. Please join me in welcoming Bruce Richards.
Dean Triantis, our esteemed professors, students, graduates, the graduating class of 2014, congratulations. You, my friends, are sitting where I sat 3 decades ago. The question for you is, what will your career path take? Your heart, in just a few minutes, will start to pound as you walk up on stage to receive your diploma. Your diploma, cherish it. Respect it, because it will take you places. It'll be with you for the rest of your life. Your mother, your father, you're also attached to them by love. They're here with you today along with your friends. The love and appreciation that I have for my parents, for what they've sacrificed and given me during my life, I can only imagine the feelings you must have right now at this moment. So when you see them, give them a big hug. Believe me, they're immensely proud of everything that you've accomplished, the men and women that you've become. 1.6 million students will graduate this spring, 1.6 million, to enter the workforce. Most, not at Smith, but most in this country will not have jobs at time of graduation. And those that have jobs, some of them will have taken suboptimal jobs. It's only natural to have a little bit of trepidation as you enter this process. So today I'd like to share 2 things with you. Number 1, my story, and number 2, some advice for you that maybe you can take a little bit of that and apply that to your situation as you go through your careers in life. My story. Well, I'm a humbled and very humbled CEO and founding partner and president of Marathon Asset Management. We're a hedge fund manager employing 140 professionals in New York, London, and Singapore. We manage $12 billion in capital. Our focus is the global credit markets. We do everything from corporate restructurings and special situations and invest in structured credit like RMBS and CMBS and CLOs, to investing in the emerging market worlds, both sovereign debt as well as corporate debt. We invest based upon a deep, fundamental, research-based, bottoms-up analysis that we do. before we buy assets into our portfolios that we manage on behalf of 300 institutions around the world. At Marathon, I have 8 partners. I have a 14-member executive committee. It's one big team of portfolio managers, analysts, risk managers that I work with. It's one team, no individuals, one team concept. That's Marathon today. That's not where we started, and that's not how I started. When I left Wall Street 15 years ago, I had the experience to run a trading desk, knew how to set up the financial controls, the operations, trade and make money, hire people and manage people. But I didn't have the capital to start my firm. So at the beginning, with the exception of a couple friends, we had no takers, no investors. It was just me and my partner, Lou. Lou, also a Maryland boy. He grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, inner city. And the two of us funded the firm and funded our fund. Just a couple million at the beginning. And today we manage $12 billion. So how did I get to that spot? Let me just walk you through very quickly. My parents, they grew up in Brooklyn. My brother, my sister and I, Brooklyn. My father worked 2 jobs, construction job by day, driving a news truck on the graveyard shift by night, saving his money so one day he could experience his dream to start his own business. When I was 7 years old, we moved from we moved from Brooklyn to Greenbelt, Maryland, right here in PG County. And my father opened up his hardware store, and he worked in there with my mother 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, no break, no vacations. When I graduated college, I didn't have a dream job. In fact, I didn't have a job. I moved back home to the bedroom I grew up in Greenbelt, Maryland. Went over here to Bentley's, maybe you've been there once or twice. Had a beer to contemplate my future. My mother would always say to me, Bruce, the sky's the limit. And I was brainwashed into thinking that. I knew I was just as capable as the next guy or gal. Just like you know you're just as capable as the next person. All we need is a break, and all I needed was that break. Wall Street is where I wanted to work. I wanted to work in finance. I wanted to work on a trading floor. I purchased a Greyhound ticket, packed my bags, moved to my cousin's floor in New York City, and sent out what seemed like hundreds, maybe up to 1,000 resumes over the course of several months. Few interviews, always told the same thing. You need a little experience. Seemed like a great guy, ambitious, but you need some experience. So, no money left, came back on that Greyhound bus, and I moved back into my bedroom here in Greenbelt, Maryland. 6 months after graduating, it took me 6 months, I found my first job. I had a job working for Uncle Sam, the United States government, at the Commodity Futures Trading Commission as a young analyst. And so I worked all day, and at night I studied finance, and I ran the Black-Scholes model to price out options and to figure out inefficiencies in the marketplace. 1 year later, I sent out 20 resumes. I got 4 job interviews, organized them all in one day, took a day off, and went to New York for those 4 job interviews. 2 job offers this time, because I had that experience, just a little bit of experience. I took the lower paying job to be a derivative analyst on a trading floor at a very large investment bank. So I moved to New York, I rented a studio apartment, just my own. I remember looking up at the ceiling and all the paint chips falling off and looking down at the ground, and the paint chips, along with the cockroaches, scurrying past me. And I clenched my fist in victory, knowing this is where I wanted to be. My walk-up on the top floor of that New York City, almost tenement building, made your Elkton Hall seem like a palace. Believe me. At work, I thrived. For me, it was Philo, first in, last out. I worked all day, and into the wee hours of the night and was exhausted, and everyone's got off the trading floor, I started my evening ritual. I'd walk home. On my way home, I'd stop at the gym, get an hour workout in, change, back into my clothes after hitting the showers. Next part of the journey to walk, pick up my takeout dinner, make it home, and study myself to sleep every night. Anything I consider to be a distraction, I discarded. No more college life for me. No more college party life for me. I became a geek, and I loved it. The more I worked, the more I succeeded, and the more I succeeded, the more my bosses and my colleagues took notice. And one day I got really lucky. My boss was out for the day. And here I am, junior guy, 1 year working on the trading desk, and he's out, and there's a big block of bonds come in for the bid, and I have to bid on them. And I buy more than we've bought in months and months in one day. I knew how to trade them, hedge them up, and we had the most profitable day that we had all year that day. Within a few weeks, I was given my own trading ledger. Within 5 years, I became the head of the trading department for the division I worked in. One day, I don't know if anyone knows who Wally Pip is, so let me tell you who Wally is. One day I wasn't feeling too well. I had a little bit of a fever, head was splitting, and so went into my boss's office at the closing bell, knocked on his door. Here's my boss. He's sitting behind his desk, feet up on his desk, talking on the phone. He waves me in to sit down, so I go and I sit down. He muffles the phone. He says, "Hey, Bruce, what's up?" I say, "Greg," his name's Greg. "Greg, I'm not feeling well. Had a tough day in the markets today, too. Books marked up, leaving for the day." He said, "Fine, see you later, see you tomorrow." As I'm walking out, he says back into the phone, "There goes another Wally Pip." I look behind me at Greg, and I say, "Talking to me? Who's Wally Pip?" He waves me back in, tells me to sit down, hangs up the phone, says, "You don't know who Wally Pip is?" with a chuckle. I said, "No, I don't know who Wally Pip is." He said, "Wally Pip was a starting first baseman for the New York Yankees. And one day he wasn't feeling well, and so they started a rookie that they just called up from the minors named Lou Gehrig at that first base position. And Wally never played in another Major League Baseball game the rest of his career. Lou Gehrig goes on to be the Iron Man, never missed a game his Major League career." And so with that story, I kind of nodded my head. I walked out to the trading desk, sucked it up, waited till my boss left, most of the people on the trading desk left. Then I started my journey home. The moral of that story is don't be Wally Pip. And you get very far working hard, because you're all very, very smart. Hard work is the key. So let me offer you a few points of advice. And if you take one or two items away of this advice I give you, it'll be worthwhile having listened to what I have to say here. Define a job, make it your mission. Don't procrastinate, and don't ever get discouraged. Find your inner strength, and don't listen to the naysayers. It doesn't matter what they think. 2, when you land that job, make your credo all in, all the time. Become the expert at what you do, the expert. And within a short period of time, everyone in your company will notice that you're the expert. And other employers will want to hire you on top of that because you're an expert. So you'll start building macros or programming Visual Basic or building your financial models, and that's all good. But to advance professionally, you need to begin to develop the skills: critical thinker, making tough decisions, cultivating strong communication skills. Number 3, be mobile. No reason you can't at your age. Be extremely mobile. It's a big world. Do not limit your job search to where you live. There's Silicon Valley, San Francisco, there's New York City. It's a big world out there. Explore it. Find the industry you want to be in. Tech, tremendous industry. Growth industry, fortunes are made. What's that? Finance, it's an awesome place to be. Healthcare, energy, growing segments of the GDP. There are many great places to work in the United States. Some of them are right here in Maryland, in Virginia, in Washington, D.C. But remember this: jobs, opportunities, and business know no borders. 4, be immensely loyal. to the firm that you work for. They pay you your paycheck. They deserve your loyalty. But at the end of the day, you may have to move for advancement. I had 4 jobs before I started Marathon. There's nothing wrong, not with making the lateral move, but making the move to advance your careers. But do it at the right time. 5, when starting your own business, be careful. It's the ultimate goal for many, and for many, working at a company, for a very good company, is also a great goal to have. But it takes a long time to really hone your skills, to really develop what you need to develop to be in that position. Do we have a guy named Kevin Plank or a woman with similar attributes sitting right here today with us? You know, Kevin graduated from Maryland, as you know. He sold T-shirts out of the back of his van before founding Under Armour. But there aren't that many Kevin Planks and Mark Zuckerbergs that are out there. So be careful, because if you start with a startup and it fails, that's not a very good way to start your career. So be cautious. Outliers. You know the book? I brought it with me. Malcolm Gladwell's book about the 10,000-hour rule. I could never have succeeded in running a hedge fund without 15 years of experience working on Wall Street, learning on somebody else's nickel, making mistakes with someone else's dollar. That's how I learned and gained the confidence and the experience to start my fund. I would never have succeeded without that experience. Starting at the bottom. One day you might be flipping burgers. The next day, you might own that McDonald's franchise. Michael Orovitz, I'm not sure if you know who he is. He ran Walt Disney and creative artists. Michael started in the mailroom at William Morris. William Morris, as you probably know, is what the movie Entourage is based on. It's the biggest talent agent in the world. Michael started in the mailroom there. By the way, my daughter, Chloe, who graduated here 2 years ago, started in the mailroom. 3 months into being in the mailroom, she's now working in TV with an agent. So you don't want to hear what I have to say, just listen to the lyrics of Drake. Soundman, remember that song? Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team.
So find those lyrics that give you inspiration, listen to them, and go for it. Making mistakes. I got 3 more for you. Learn from them, get over them. Michael Jordan missed more basketball shots than he made, and he's the greatest player in the history of the NBA, despite the fact that he was a Tar Heel. I can't begin to count my mistakes. The important thing is that you learn from them. Be a Terp. Terps have those hard shells. When you make a mistake, just let it roll right off that shell or bounce off that shell. You know, the baseball player that rounds third base after starting at second, hit the outfield, comes plowing in a home plate. It's going to be a bang-bang play. He knows it when he rounds third. He slides in, tagged out. Umpire's above him, dirt all over him. Umpire goes out. He has to stand up, dust himself off, walk back to the dugout, grab his glove, and go back out and do something great. So it happens all the time in business. When you make mistakes, get over them. Don't hold on to them. Again, Terps have hard shells. Use it as your defense mechanism. Roadblocks is 8. Do you remember the pursuit of happiness? I'm not talking about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thomas Jefferson's words, they're forever in the Declaration of Independence. I'm talking about the pursuit of happiness. I'm talking about my friend, my dear friend, Chris Gardner. Do you know who Chris is? Chris Gardner, Will Smith played him in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Chris grew up in poverty. Chris went away to be in the service, came home, did not have a job, but had a son. And he and his son lived on the streets and had no no job. And he tried to get a job month after month, no job. And he lived on the streets. Brilliant man, worked hard, couldn't find a job until one day Bear Stearns hired Chris. And Chris has gone on to be the CEO of his own broker-dealer firm. He's gone on to be a multimillionaire, very successful businessman, and a good friend. So whenever there's a roadblock, don't pay it any attention. Steve Jobs, you remember Steve Jobs? Right? Steve Jobs once said, sometimes life's going to hit you with a brick in the head. Don't ever lose faith. And in 2003, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. 2 years later, in 2005, he invents this, the iPhone. 7 years later, in 2010, he invents this, the iPad. So when you have a roadblock, get over it. Don't let it set you back. I'll let you in on a little secret here. 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. That's right, 7 years ago. Didn't let it affect me, took care of business. Today I'm healthy, I'm clean. So health always comes first. It actually comes in front of work. You got to be healthy to take care of your family, to be productive at work. And one day you'll be lucky like me. I have a beautiful, loving wife and 2 wonderful children who I love dearly. So whenever there's a roadblock, think about it. Put the calculus through your filter. Figure out what it takes to get over it, and you'll get past it. 2 more points. Integrity, number 9, is everything. One thoughtless email, being Lindsay Lohan for one night. The wrong picture on your Facebook page may not have hurt you to this point, but going forward, believe me, it will have consequences. Think before you post. In business, social media can work for you in a very powerful way, propelling your business. But it's also a two-edged sword. It can take you down, demean you, demoralize you, and undermine you. Be careful. And when I got to Wall Street, I remember, not my boss, but a very senior manager, took me under his wing, took me out one night, would grab a beer late after work, and gave me a little advice. And I'll always remember this advice to today. He said, Bruce, every great trader, every great banker has to have a touch of larceny to succeed. And you'll sub-optimize your position sitting in that desk unless you have that touch of larceny. That sits in my stomach like a pit to today. The advice some people give you. Don't listen to the advice of people that are less than you are, that will take your integrity down a notch. Don't ever listen to that advice. And that's the advice that led to LIBOR scandals and price fixing and tax evasion. Ethical business is the basis for all long-term success of any business person or any business. Don't forget it. Don't take a shortcut ever if it means compromising integrity. Know the rules and stay within the lines. You step over it, and you'll join Bernie Madoff. Orange is not the new black. Tenth and final point, stay humble. Treat others with respect. Do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. When you're successful, give back to community. Help those in need. Always treat others with respect. Show Jay-Z-like restraint, even while under attack. and stand above the noise, because you guys are great. It's the business school, the Smith Business School, graduating class of 2014. Go forth, be proud, good luck, and God bless.
Thank you, Bruce. And now we all know what Scrappy really looks like and how it leads to success. Thank you so much for the inspiring words, and just a token gift here with the Terp.
Thank you, Dave.
Congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks. That's great.